What if everything you've been told about happiness is wrong? We chase success, wealth, and recognition, believing they will make life meaningful. But after the applause fades and the bank account grows, many still feel empty. Here's the truth. For over 85 years, scientists at Harvard have studied thousands of lives to uncover what really makes us thrive. And what they found has nothing to do with money or fame. Aristotle hinted at it centuries ago, and modern research confirms it. The real secret to a good life is far simpler and far more powerful than most people imagine. Stay with me because in this video, you'll discover what the data reveals and how you can start applying it today. By the end, you'll see why the true measure of a good life isn't found in what you achieve, but in the connections you keep. I've learned something simple in my own life. Happiness often shows up in the quietest, most ordinary moments. A shared meal with someone you love, laughing at a silly story with a friend, even sitting in silence, feeling that someone is simply there with you. For a long time, I thought big achievements were the milestones that defined a good life. But when I look back, the memories that stay with me are not the awards or the paychecks, they're the dinners, the conversations, the presence of people who matter. And I'm not alone in this. Centuries ago, Aristotle said that humans are social beings wired for connection. Modern science now proves he was right. But here's the paradox. While relationships are the heart of happiness, most people spend their lives chasing something else. Why is that? From the time we're children, society tells us a story. Study hard, get a good job, buy the house, earn the recognition, and you'll be happy. And so we run. We sacrifice weekends, we stay up late, we compare ourselves endlessly online. We tell ourselves that the next promotion, the next milestone, the next zero in the bank account will finally give us peace. But when we get there, the feeling fades faster than we expect. Think about it. How many people do you know who have it all on paper yet still feel restless, anxious, even lonely? This is the trap of wealth and success. It promises fulfillment but delivers exhaustion, and deep down we know it. Because the truth is, no material possession or title can protect you from the weight of isolation. But if money and status don't make life good, then what does? That's where both philosophy and science give us a surprising answer. For more than 8 decades, the Harvard study of adult development followed participants from early adulthood into late life checking in year after year, not just with surveys, but with interviews, medical exams, and even conversations with spouses and children. They tracked careers, income, health records, life events, triumphs, and crises. If money or status were the true engines of a good life, the data had every chance to prove it. But that's not what emerged. The clearest pattern was disarmingly human. The quality of your close relationships predicts your happiness, your health, and even how long you live more reliably than wealth, fame, or raw achievement. Think about what that means in practice. A promotion can boost motivation for a season, but a friend who listens when you're afraid recalibrates your nervous system. A bonus can buy comfort, but a Saturday dinner with people who know your story lowers stress in a way pills can. We are built to co-regulate, to steady one another's minds and bodies through presence, attention, and trusted contact. The study found that people who reported warmer, more dependable bonds in midlife entered older age with better health markers, sharper cognition, and greater life satisfaction. In other words, security in relationships becomes security in the body. Here's a nuance the headlines often miss. It is not the number of contacts that matters, it is the felt quality of the bond. You can be surrounded by colleagues and still feel alone. You can have 2 steady friends and feel profoundly supported. The researchers repeatedly saw that conflict-laden or distant relationships eroded well-being, while stable, caring ties acted like a buffer against life's inevitable storms. And it wasn't about perfection. Relationships that repair after rupture apologize, adjust, keep showing up predicted better outcomes than relationships that never fight but quietly drift. Quick pause, ask yourself, when was the last time you left a conversation feeling lighter, clearer, more yourself? That sensation isn't sentimental. It's physiological. Supportive connection downshifts stress responses, reduces rumination, and creates mental space for insight. This is why advice like just work harder so often backfires. Without a network that steadies you, effort turns into depletion. With it, effort becomes sustainable and life becomes meaningful. Centuries before this dataset existed, Aristotle intuited the same truth. He argued that friendship is necessary for a flourishing life, not a luxury to add when time permits. What the Harvard study did was measure that intuition over lifetimes and show its consequences in the bloodstream, in medical charts, in the real trajectories of human beings. That's why the takeaway is so practical. If you want a better life, build better bonds. Start where you are with the people who are already willing to build with you. But how do you actually do that without adding pressure to an already busy life? How do you turn this insight into rhythms you can keep, rituals that fit real schedules, real cities, real seasons? That's exactly what we'll map in this next part, translating these findings into simple, repeatable steps you can start this week. If data shows that relationships are the foundation of a good life, the next question is obvious. How do we actually live this out? The beauty is that the answer doesn't require grand gestures or a complete life overhaul. It comes down to intentional presence in small, consistent ways. Think about eating dinner with friends on a Saturday night like I do every week with people who have become family. Those moments aren't glamorous, but they create a rhythm of connection that sustains me through the demands of work and everyday stress. And science backs this up. Micro-connections, short, repeated acts of attention and care compound into resilience over time. What does this look like in daily life? It's the difference between scrolling on your phone during lunch or calling someone who matters. It's the choice to send a quick text saying, "Thinking of you," instead of letting weeks pass in silence. It's turning off Netflix one night a week to meet a friend for coffee. None of these actions feel life-changing in the moment, but stitched together, they form the fabric of emotional security. The Harvard researchers found that even participants with limited resources, or those who face serious illness, reported greater happiness and health when they invested in these small but steady ties. Here's the trap many fall into, thinking they need dozens of friends or a massive social circle. But as Aristotle observed, and the Harvard study confirmed, it's the quality, not the quantity, that counts. One or two trusted relationships where you feel safe to be yourself, to be vulnerable, to laugh and to grieve are worth more than dozens of superficial contacts. These relationships act like anchors in a storm. They don't remove the waves of life, but they give you stability to withstand them. Now, this isn't always easy. Conflict happens, misunderstandings arise, schedules get in the way. But research shows that the ability to repair, a willingness to apologize, to listen, to show up again matters more than perfection. Strong relationships aren't about avoiding problems. They're about enduring together. And the reward is profound. Lower stress hormones, better sleep, improved immunity, longer lifespan, and a deeper sense of meaning. So here's the big shift. Stop treating relationships as something to maintain if you have time, and start treating them as central to your health, your energy, and your future. Because the evidence is overwhelming, investing in people is investing in life itself. But maybe you're wondering, where do I start? That's where our final step comes in. In the last part of this video, I'll guide you through a simple 1-minute practice you can do today to strengthen the bonds that truly matter. And once you try it, you'll see how easy it is to bring the secret of happiness into your own life. Here's your challenge. Before the day ends, reach out to one person who matters to you. Send a message, make a call, or invite them for coffee. Notice how even that small act lifts your mood and strengthens your bond. Because happiness isn't built alone, it's built together. Share in the comments who you'll reach out to and subscribe for more daily insights into the real secrets of a good life.